Okay, now this video is being made right now for both parents. This is video number 2. And as I turned the video camera off at the end of video number 1, I started thinking to myself, what would be a good way to help parents see the urgency of what I am trying to expose in this video. And trust me, this video has nowhere near the cooperative material that I would originally have loved to have put in it. But that cooperative material right now is not inside my tent. So what I'm doing though, instead of showing it to you physically on the video, is I'm telling you where to go to directly find it immediately. I mean, all you gotta do is follow all the descriptions in these YouTube videos to a T, which just basically, if I say you can go to the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance and look on the very, 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 very bottom of their homepages, 3 PDF links, it should take you 15 seconds to do that. Do it. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make these statements because I was thinking about what can I do? What can I do as a woman? We all know that men and, good fathers and good mothers, we all know that you have strong parental instincts, that you care about your children. You know, when you're waking up in the morning and you're waiting to get your 8 and 9-year-old daughter or son off to school, and you're standing at the kitchen counter and you're having your coffee, and you're watching your precious baby from afar gather their school books together, and one of them walks by you and you take your hand and you put it on the side of their head and you stroke their hair. That's love, because you care about your child. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video for that purpose. Now, what I'm about to ready to tell you is going to seem, I don't know how it's going to seem to you. So, but I'm not going to get lagged down in nouns and verbs. That I'm just going to get to the point. Okay? And I'm going to fly right into it right now. And I'm going to give you some additional material so that you can literally see that what I'm telling you is the truth. And I think that one of the best ways for you to give you an idea of the urgency of you doing what I state in this video is to give you an example. And this example is based on truth. Okay? So I'm just going to go ahead. Excuse me, please. And I'm going to fly right into it. Say you have a daughter, or even say you have a son. Okay? This is going to get a little harsh. So just listen. Okay? Say if you have an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old or a 10 or 11-year-old son or daughter. You love them very much. Or a nephew or a niece, a granddaughter, whatever, grandson. And they go to leave for school one day. And they don't come home. Or maybe they decided to be a little bad and they decided to skip school. Or maybe it's just on a Saturday afternoon and they decided to go play or go to the movie theater or what have you. Okay? And for some reason, 4 or 5 hours go by and you don't think nothing of it because they've been gone before for that long playing. And they don't come home. Okay? And then all of a sudden you get a phone call and you realize that your daughter or your son has been abducted and maybe even raped. Okay? Or that your child has been abducted. Or that your child got coerced into going to a neighborhood party, maybe drank, experimenting and whatever. Okay? And then came home and you noticed them drunk or seeming like they were off or whatever, and you don't know if they might have even been raped. Why am I telling you this graphic stuff? I'm just going to talk to you in layman's terms, about as layman's as I can get. I'm going to tell you why. Now, at the very, 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 very bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance, there are three PDF links. And these PDF links have to do with certain technologies. The first one is called remote neural monitoring, which I included in the very, very, very first video. Okay? And then you have the second one, which is called remote behavioral influencing technology. Now, if you're watching this video right now, you're watching it obviously on a computer or a tablet or an iPhone. Hold on a second. What I'm trying to say is that you're using some type of electronic means to watch me talking to you. That's right, baby cakes. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, you'll understand in about 2 seconds. Okay, my squirrels are here, so just bear with me. I'm staying on track, trust me. The second PDF link at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance is titled Remote Behavioral Influencing Technology. take that title and put it right here in your mind. Right there. Right there. Okay? And hold it. And then I want you to listen to these statements, and then I want you to superimpose them together. Okay? Now that you got that title right here, listen to these statements. These statements are as follows. Do you hear my voice right now? I am talking to you with my voice. When I'm not hold on. When I am not talking out loud, I am using what is known as subvocal speech. That means I am using my internal dialogue, my internal speech at the subconscious level. When we process information in our brain, it is processed from our perceptions or from our dreams. Okay? Now, just stay with me, because you will be glad you did. Remember, you're holding that title right here. Basically, when like right now, I'm going to close my mouth and think to myself right now, I am going to go to Walmart. And I'm going to do that right now. Okay? I just had an internal thought using subvocal speech. Okay? Which means that I'm using my internal language. That's right. You can Google and YouTube subvocal speech to see what it is. Now, why am I telling you this? Because the perpetrators that are connected to these horrific criminalities, organized stalking and gang stalking, have the technological resources of remote behavioral influencing technology, remote neural monitoring, and directed energy weapons. That's the least things they have. They also have devices called the neural phone. That's right. Now, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because you need to understand the capabilities of these technological resources. I am talking to you right now with my voice. And then when I shut my mouth and think to myself, I am thinking with that voice in my head. Okay? So why am I saying this? Because my voice, as I'm talking to you, you could take a device like this tape recorder, or like a cell phone, and tape record my speech as I'm talking to you. As a result, you have my speech tape recorded on an electronic device. The perpetrators will take anybody's voice, and do take anybody's voice, and capture it in their high-quality, sophisticated technology, and capture the targeted individual's voice and put it in their sophisticated technology. Now, their technology, the remote behavioral influencing technology that is right, the remote behavioral influencing technology that is right here, what it does is that it's got the capability. What they do is incorporate it within the same technology that the remote neural monitoring is in. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, let's take a look at what is known as voice modulating, voice synthesizing, and voice morphing. Okay, voice morphing is to give you an idea of what that is, in its layman's term, to even see that this technology is even being used for other purposes. Jesse Ventura covered this one time on one of his conspiracy theory shows even. Voice morphing is not something it's not well known because not everybody uses it. But it's a technology that's been out there for ages. And you better believe criminals are using it, and since organized crime is in the system, you better be darn sure, sweet peas, they're using it. Now, what is voice morphing? Voice morphing is basically where, let me give you an idea of what it is real fast, just real fast. If you have a phone, I don't care what make or model it is, there's certain applications that you can buy right now from some certain phone companies, and I'm not saying that they're involved in this at all. I'm just giving you an example of what voice morphing is. You can buy certain applications and put them on your computer, your phone, your tablet, whatever, of certain cartoon characters, like Popeye, Yosemite Sam, you name it. Okay? Well, they have certain software applications that you can buy of these cartoon characters, their voices, and upload their voices into an application, upload those applications from the into software, and then sell the software. And then if you put, like, say if you put it on your phone, or if you have a computer that's got a microphone, you select the software that's got the character in it, you click on that character, and then the software will prompt you to say something into the speaker, either on the phone or on the speaker that's coming up from your computer. You speak something, and whatever you say comes out in that character's voice. That's what voice morphing is, where they're literally imitating your voice and using it to come out in another character's or person's voice print. Do you see what I'm saying? So everything that I'm saying right now, they could put in their computer, okay, and then everything you're saying could be put into a computer. You could then, and then if you had the software, you can invite any neighbor over, any relative over, any friend over, your son, your daughter, anybody over, and you could say, hey, look what I got today. And you could speak into the computer or the phone, wherever the application is. They speak into it, okay, using your voice print that's been put in the software, and whatever they say comes out in your voice. So do you understand the concept of what I'm saying? Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes is literally this. These perpetrators capture the targeted individual's voice print years before the open gang stalking starts. When I say gang stalking and organized stalking is the same exact crime, just two different names for the same exact crime. So research both names. In fact, the best way to start out is to type in organized stalking. Sorry. The best thing to do is to just type in organized stalking and then research also gang stalking. Just do it. You get better hits though when you type in organized stalking, but you will get good information from gang stalking as well. Now, what I'm basically trying to say is this, is that when you look at what the remote behavioral influencing technology is, the microwave hearing effect, and much more, basically what they can do is blanket the targeted individual's home, apartment, car, when they're walking, jogging, riding their bike, no matter where you're at, whether you're stationary and or mobile. They can blanket that targeted individual's environment with microwaves. Now you might hear that and you might think about your microwave oven. No. Microwaves are nothing but they are electromagnetic waves at the micro level. Okay, it's frequencies. I think micro is 1,000th of like a millimeter. Okay, so it would be like 0.0001, because their waves are interacting with the brain that operates on an ELF, extra low frequency. And you'll understand completely what I'm saying if you just look at the 3 PDF links at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. Stay with this video because it's about to get pretty serious. Okay, seriously. Now, what these individuals can do is sit outside your home. They can sit outside your daughter's or son's friend's home. Once they have your son or daughter's voice print captured in their computers, their phones, because they have devices called the neurophone as well. Once they got your daughter's, son's, mother's, brother's, anybody, sister, aunt, uncle, nephew, granddaughter, grandson, once they got your voice print put in a computer, they can use it against you anywhere you go, anywhere. Period. End of story. Now, why would they do this? If you look what's described in the remote behavioral influencing file, you'll see that they use it for direct neural influence and to direct psychological direction. So what is that? You have a psychological direction is basically internal dialogue in your head. I am going to go to the store. I am going to go to the laundromat. I am going to go to Jack in the Box. I am going to go to Bonnie's house. I am going to go to Fred's house. I am going to go to wherever. Okay? Now, they also have other technologies like psychotronics that can be Googled as well. That can literally stimulate the get up and go response, which is an innate physiological signal. So, while they're stimulating that along with giving you psychological direction, okay, to direct neural influence. And when they do this, see, they have figured out all the entire physiological signals of the entire body and the brain states. They have figured out the whole entire thing. It's been totally and completely 100%, all the mathematical equations have been derived. So basically what I'm telling you is that they literally now know how to control the hands, the body, the feet, the arms, the legs, everything. Literally. Okay? So basically what I'm trying to say is that they can cause a targeted individual to get up and go while, see, because when they transmit a command into it, see, they capture the target's voice print and then transmit dialogue into the target's audio cortex. And I talked about that in the very first video that this one came from. Audio evoked potentials. Your audio cortex. The audio cortex is flat out mentioned in the remote neural monitoring file. Okay? That's right. They might even flash if it's a young girl or young boy who doesn't have the understanding yet of anything, really. Because 8 and 9-year-olds, I mean, they can be smart for their age, but I think you know what I'm saying. They can even literally transmit a fleeting pictorial representation in that young girl's mind about, yeah, I can go to the mall and get something, and flash an idea in her mind visually for her to see to entice her even more to go. Now, what I'm basically saying is what they can do is literally use your daughter or son's voice print to use the computer to compose sentences for psychological direction. I want to go to Walmart. I want to go to John's house. I want to go to Fred's house. And then transmit that psychological direction using your son or daughter's voice print into your son or daughter's audio cortex while stimulating the get up and go response, which means to get up and go to Fred's house, to get up and go to Susan's house, okay, to get up and go to Bonnie's house. And when these transmissions are transmitted, they're transmitted under the perceptual radar and on a timed, constant rate. Which means that when they're transmitted, they're kept stimulated until it's acted upon. And the targeted individual, when they're doing this to them, they're monitoring the target to see how they're reacting to it. Because everything the targeted individual sees and everything the targeted individual hears is also being used for surveillance, because they've already tapped into the visual and audio cortex. So they can hear everything that targeted individual is hearing, and they can hear everything the targeted individuals and see everything the targeted individual sees. So if they can give your son or daughter psychological direction, do you have any idea how easy it would be to infiltrate or seduce a young girl or a young boy to go to A to B to C to D for some of the most heinous crimes that can happen to them, including enticing your young son or daughter to possibly do drugs like marijuana or anything else for that first time? And let me give you another tidbit of information concerning this technology. I want you to research extensively this brain stimulation that is mentioned in either the first and or second PDF link at the bottom of Freedom from Covert Harassment and Surveillance. If they introduce an idea into your son or daughter's mind as a result of your son or daughter seeing somebody smoke a joint on campus, or one of these kids who have already made the wrong choice, whether they were influenced or not doing it, and they come up and offer it to her, or they notice her noticing it, and they walk up to her and ask her if she'd like some, they can make up her mind to say yes. Just like they can make up her mind to say, I'm going to go to Walmart. She tries it, she might even like it, or she might not even be sure she likes it, but they can literally do it again the same way. They can even influence those individuals to walk over to her, to ask her. And then once she decides she likes it, or depends on it, or might give it another try, and they might even influence her mind to give it another try. The brain is creating neural pathways. They can identify these neural pathways using remote neural monitoring and then stimulate them to bring that thinking back in real time, in real consciousness, on any date to get her to repeat the same decision. Yes, I'll try it. Now, if they can do that with marijuana, what else do you think they can do that with? Sex, harder drugs, pornography, you name it. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. This technology can literally bring people to rage. You would not believe what I know. It can literally influence your son or daughter's mind to break into a person's home. Now, I suggest you look at the third video. Do what I tell you to do, please. I want to say I'm begging you, but I don't want to look like I'm going off the deep end, because then you might not look at my third video. Look, if you guys had any idea, if you knew who I am, there's retired NASA in my family. My father was Chief MP to General Curtis LeMay. My ex-husband was a submarine radar antenna electrician. There's retired high-ranking Air Force in my family. There's military infested in my family, and you would not believe what I know. You just would not believe what I know. So I do what I do in order to inform, to expose the truth. I'm going to close the second video out right now so you can hear this. What you're about ready to hear right now is electronic harassment being covered on a news program in a very, 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 very general way. I want you to listen to how these guys are talking about electronic harassment, and about how the one guy says that technology that's been around the thought police when he talks about the Minority Report. He said that it was introduced into Hollywood a long time ago. Remote neural monitoring has been around since at least the mid-50s, at least. Okay, and the remote behavioral influencing technology, the microwave hearing effect, and all of its attributes, it's been around at least since the 60s, at least. Okay, so listen to this. I mean, if this doesn't give you a general introduction that this technology exists, I don't know what would. Alright, the very first saying gang stalk. Oh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Yeah. Gang stalking. I'll explain why at the end of this video file, or at the end of this audio file. Alright, hold on a second. Must be in the wrong. Alright, here it is. Listen to this. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Alright, actually, it's going to be a... Shit. Wow. That's really weird. Alright, hold on one second. Let me find it. I feel like an idiot now. 1-4, this should be right here. To see how well the light is in here. What is she doing? Alright, I was wrong. Freaky. Alright, well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll put it on the next video. I lost my video file. So what I'll do is I'll put it on the next video. Just trust me. Stay with me, okay? I got so many videos of proof online. It's pathetic. I don't care how this video came across. You know, if it sounds like, look, the information is out there. This right here, you can go to YouTube and Google and type in UnitedTargetedIndividualsEurope.com, and when you get to their website, look under the TI symptoms feature. Alright, I'm going to close down this particular video because I want to find that audio file and smoke a cigarette. And then in the next video, what I'm going to do is give you a huge amount of cooperating material for in-your-face literature. In-your-face literature. And I want you to, in closing, I want you to listen to this and take it to your heart. Okay? What I'm talking about is going on in every single town, city, and state in the United States. I'm not talking about something that's just going on in bad neighborhoods or something that's going on in extremely wealthy neighborhoods. I'm talking about it's going on in every single community in the United States, on every single college campus, and more than likely a high school campus by now. What I am talking about are factual realities. And when you hear what I have to say concerning just the places that I've been gang stalked at, you're going to undeniably be able to see how prevalent these expeditions are happening in your community. In your community. Not just mine. Yours too. It's literally going to blow your mind. Alright, so I'm going to stop this video right now. Please look in the description of this YouTube video for a YouTube title so you can copy and paste it into YouTube so you can see a continuation of these statements, so you can have a more complete pictorial representation and comprehensive understanding concerning the entire theme of the subject matter of this particular video series. I appreciate you listening, and have a nice day.